What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, ABD Hero, back again with another video. And I finally made it to Charlotte to watch my dog Melo play. And we got to talk about it because I feel like I picked up on some things that gave me some insight on the Jello situation and what's up next for these Hornets. Let's get into it.
Triple B's! AB the Hero. Back at it, baby.
All right, so for me, it was a big deal to be able to go down there in Charlotte, catch a game. I wanted to do that all last season, but I was trying to plan a time where I could catch a Hornets game and catch a Greensboro Swarm game kind of in the same weekend, just make it one trip. It didn't happen like that. So it was dope because I wanted to go obviously see Melo and Jello play. So it was dope to be able to go to one game, be there for one day and watch both of them play at the same time. Now, for me, what I was hoping to get was both of them on the court at the same time for the first time. It would be an epic situation. Because I've watched them play JBA together. I've watched the Swarm games and such, and so to me, it would have been a big deal. I watched Melo versus Zoe, all of that stuff. I got to be in person to go see a lot of those games as they happen. And so I was trying to catch the first time we got to see those two on the court in a pro game. Didn't happen. There's a few things though that I picked up on that situation that I want to talk about. Now, as we get into this, I want to say I can tell that the city of Charlotte really messed with Jello heavy, right? Mess with Jello extremely heavy. If you watch that game, or shoot, I think I've seen some clips where you could hear it on the broadcast, but in the building, probably about the third quarter, the "We Want Jello" chant started. And I'm talking about, it wasn't like it was super packed in there for one, but it felt like a good section of who was in there came in there expecting to see LiAngelo ball touch the court at some point, right? And as the game got further and further out of hand, the only thing that would have redeemed the Hornets organization from such a piss poor performance was putting LiAngelo ball on the court. And to me, I think that situation, I learned one big thing, right? Because I feel like most of what I would consider to be naysayers would feel like, you know, that type of external pressure, it weighs down on an organization, right? Folks don't want that, right? They don't want a distraction. They don't want a thing in there that's like, all right, now we wasn't planning on it, but we got the vibe that I got from the arena felt like this is actually really cool. Right, there was a lady who was sitting next to us, who works at the arena, right? And we were down like pretty much on the, not on the court side, but like the front row, the row right behind the bench. And the way that they have the folks who work the arena set up is their backs are to the court. So most of the game, right, you can see like on the steps, right? Like, see how these steps here, you see my arrow, can I show it? No, I don't show the arrow. But if you look at the steps that go from the top of the arena all the way down to the court, what you'll see is like it normally, once the game starts, there's a person who sits in the chair there and their back is to the court and facing that way. When Jello got on the court, folks who could not watch the game started having to peek over their shoulders. Every time he went down there and almost touched the ball, it was like, oh, you could feel the swell in the arena. It got to a point where they were doing that thing where Jello's on the court and they were not giving him the ball, and everybody's like, damn. They called timeout and the coaches was like, let's run a play. And you look at it, and I wish I wanted to show this to y'all, but we having issues with the internet again. And you can watch it, and they found him 3 times in a row running the same action. He came up, they got him the ball. And so I say that to say, in most cases when you might have an organization or a coach or some players who like, man, this dude getting high, he get all of they were like, no, the fans here to see Jello. We out here playing trash, get him on the court. And I'm telling you, it was the livest that the game had been. In them last like 3 minutes or so when Jello was on the court, was the most excited the arena was the entire game. Like, obviously in the beginning, folks was kind of hyped, but the most excited that the arena was the entire game was those last couple minutes when Jello was on the court. And when he finally got the 3 ball and he shot it, I'm talking about everybody was on their feet. Oh! And so I say that to say it to me bodes well for LiAngelo Ball moving forward, right? It's obvious that there's some value there for him, right? It's obvious that they see it. They see the value and then they're responding to it, not ignoring it. What do I mean by that? Like I said, you would expect some folks to be like, I hear y'all, but we not here for that. They heard it and said, all right, let's get the people what they want. When I tell you that, I'm talking about the folks who work the game, who sit next to the bench, was basically like, come on, man, get the people. They got into it. Like the arena, we want. And so to me, that's a dope thing. Things are looking good for Jello. That's a factamundo. However, things are not looking good for the Hornets as a squad. They need Miles Bridges back on that team. They need to make some movement. They need a big man who can play basketball on the defensive end and who can consistently score in the paint. I know that, what's my man, Montrezl Harrell was not a defensive stopper, but they needed Montrezl Harrell. At least on the offense end to get easy buckets. He at least gave you that a bit. He at least seemed intimidating when it comes to protecting the paint. They're lacking on that inside area, heavy duty. Now, when it comes to the Miles Bridges situation, I will say, and I'll add this photo that I took to my community tab, but there is still a big picture of Miles Bridges on the side of the building. It's him, LaMelo, Gordon Hayward, and Rozier on the side of the building. They haven't said, yo, take Miles off of here yet. They ain't turned their back on him like that. So that might be depending on how you view it and from your perspective, a good sign or a bad sign as far as that goes. But overall, the experience going to check out a game was really cool, man. The stadium was really legit. I should have I kind of literally came in, went down to my seats. They had the little area in the back where you could go eat and get some drink. I went there and then kind of came back up. I had some friends at the game. Was able to meet some folks who rock with the channel. I appreciate y'all coming to say what's up to the boy. Definitely always love. But I didn't like go do a lap around the whole arena, which I probably should have now that I think about it. But overall, man, a great experience. But I really wanted to give y'all that insight and be on the lookout, because I'm going to double back with another like kind of video of some of the stuff that I got while I was there, or like footage that I shot while I was there, and a bit of a more condensed explanation of all of that stuff. So it's your main man, AB the Hero. We getting up out of here. Appreciate y'all. We out.
Be the hero. No, not peace. Plus one. Triple B's. We out.